Hey YouTube, so in today's episode I want to talk to you about emission test. So if you live in California, this is what you have to do. So in California, every 2 years you are supposed to get your car into the smog shop and get it tested to make sure it passed and to meet the strict California standard. So that's what I did. My rig here is due on May 2023 and the deadline is the 8th of May. So that's what I had to do. So I initially took my truck in to get it smogged. So I drove 30 minutes to Clovis and got it in, and they smogged it. So when I got there, I waited about 15-20 minutes, and the car was already cooling down already. So they took the car in right away and they smogged it. They ran it for about between 15-30 minutes, and this was the test result. And here is the reading here, right here. So comprehensive visual inspection pass, functional check pass, emission test. My car is a gross polluter. So I failed. So basically, these are the numbers right here. On the CO2, I pass. Okay. On the hydrocarbon, I pass. On the carbon monoxide, I pass. But on the nitrogen oxide or nitrous oxide, I failed. This is the maximum allowable numbers right here. And the gross polluter, for the gross polluter, these are the numbers that I'm not supposed to exceed. But this is my numbers. It's really high. So I thought about it, and I came to the conclusion that maybe I didn't warm my catalytic converter, and I just drove straight to the shop, and this is the reason why. So I did some research on the internet, found out that this number means that either my catalytic converter is gone or is on its way out. So I was really discouraged. So I went to the local shop, spend some money. I found this. This is called the CRC Guaranteed to Pass Emission System Cleaner. So this is supposed to clean your catalytic converter, your fuel injector, and everything. Oxygen sensor, everything. So I put this in. I also bought this, the super concentrated fuel injector cleaner. I put these two together. I combine them and dump it into my gas tank. After driving about 50 miles, I noticed that my truck is a little bit more powerful, and I noticed it right away almost. So I was really okay. I was really thinking, okay, well, maybe that's doing something to help. So then I went back to a smog shop. This time it's a different smog shop, and this time the owner was really passionate about smogging cars, and they didn't care. They're not like the prior one. So they took the time to work with my car, and this is the reading. So CO2 passed, hydrocarbon pass, carbon monoxide pass. Okay, and watch this. Look at the numbers here. This is the measurement. This is the maximum allowable. And look at this. At 15 miles an hour, okay, it says the maximum allowable is 502 particles per minute, or per million. So here it's reading 440. And then here at 25 miles per hour, it's reading, the maximum allowable number is 765 particle per million, and it's reading 471 particle per million, and it passed. So you could see it's no longer a gross polluter. Watch this. Here, the original is gross polluter. So this is what I did. Bought this, pour these two in, and just drive it until I ran out of gas. and then repump my gas tank again, and then before I take it to this smog shop, I drive it for over an hour on the highway, and then I drove it right to the smog shop, and there they worked on it, and this is the result. It's unbelievable. And also what I discovered from this is that it actually gained a mile per gallon. So usually this rig right here, it's no longer stock. That's 37-inch tires. I usually get about 14 miles to the gallon. After I poured these additive into my gas, my engine actually felt more powerful, and I actually gained almost 2 miles to the gallon. So usually it's 14 miles to the gallon. It's 15.5 miles to the gallon that I gained. Okay, so coming from 14 miles to the gallon to 15.5, that's a big gain. I know it doesn't look much, but this truck in stock form, when it was brand new, is rated at 16 miles to the gallon on the highway and 14 miles to the gallon on the street, stock form. It's got over 200,000 miles on it. It's been modified severely, and it's extra heavy right now because of the suspension that's been added onto it. You see there, it's been solid axled, swapped, and nothing here is stock. It's super heavy. So yeah, and still it was able to get 15.5 miles to the gallon. I bet you if I were to be on the highway constantly, I'll probably get more than that. But anyway, the story goes, I passed with flying color. This is after, this is before. See? These are the numbers. 2507, 2645 compared to 440 and 471. Holy cow. Unbelievable. Let me know what your thoughts are.